All righty. Welcome to another session of Essential Oils with Sandy. So, Sandy, what are we talking about today? I know you were talking about doing our seasonal cleanse, and you have the opportunity for people to do a 30-day cleanse. And I know that we have the essential oils for the month. So, what would you like for us to chit chat about first?
Well, let's go ahead with those essential oils for the month, shall we?
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you know me, you know I'm a big fan of frankincense, anything and everything frankincense, and doTERRA is too. This month, it's everything frankincense. Pretty cool, actually. Um, the 10% off product this month is the new frankincense stick with niawood. This is a wonderful product. I had somebody that told me it actually was helping with pain more than the deep blue stick. And you can just like rub this on your face, rub it on your neck, rub it where you need it. And it's just really great for helping the skin. But
Mhm.
my friend says it's also good for pain relief. So, and
Mhm.
it smells great too.
Yeah.
That frankincense and niawood. Yeah, it smells great.
Uh-huh.
And then the product of the month in the 5 ml, what doTERRA has started doing this year is doing those products, the 12 products that they think are like your medicine cabinet oils, those things you don't want to be without. And this month, frankincense is the 5 ml freebie with
Nice.
125 order before the 15th, on or before the 15th. So, how to use frankincense? All right, you put a drop in your hand. And if you want to really pep it up, put a little peppermint in with it. Oh yeah,
Oh,
so good. Carla's over
nice.
there laughing at me. And my favorite, one of my favorite tricks to do with frankincense is take it on your finger, put it on the back of your neck. And I usually do that before I do a program like this because it helps my brain and my mouth
Uh-huh.
communicate and I get the right words out. Yay.
Yay.
But
Yeah, it helps
frankincense,
with
you're
those
talking,
the neurological connections. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
inflammation, anything neurological. Um, it's one of my favorite things for kids with ADD, autism, brain development issues. I have a grandson who has microencephaly as well as other issues. He has a chromosome that's off that causes physical issues as well and seizures, things like that. But
Mhm.
he loves frankincense. Every time I go to visit, I take frankincense and a roller, and he just, puts it on,
Yeah.
just bathes in it. So you
Awesome.
That's
know his whole brain
adorable.
loves. Yep. So those are my faves for today. Totally.
Awesome. Awesome. So now tell us more about cleansing and what oils would we want to consider when doing a cleanse?
Well, several of us on our team have been looking at ourselves and talking to ourselves and saying, man, you are all out of whack, all out of balance, and you just need to quit eating all that sugar you've been eating since
Yeah,
November.
we've let ourselves go. Uh-huh.
You know? So So here I am saying, all right, who wants to jump on a cleanse with me? Because if I have accountability partners, I'm going to do better. Let's just be
Yeah.
real, right?
Yeah.
So the 30-day cleanse includes your VMG Plus, your Megas, and your PB Restore. So that's the foundation, right? And then to start off with, you're going to want you some Zendocrine oil, and you can get it in the gel caps or you can make your own gel caps. Also, the Zendocrine Detox Complex, which is different. It has mushroom, it has silmarillin, it has, I can't even remember, all dandelion root, things like that, all those things that are really great. I don't even know what it has anymore. You can go look it up and find the bottle. But that one is a great one to help support natural cleansing and detoxification of the liver, kidneys, things like that. Things that, well, your liver obviously is filtering everything. So we put a big burden on it when we don't eat well, when we don't exercise, and when we just, give into the processed foods. And then, of course, the environmental toxins. So these, this is a great thing to do. I know, Michelle, you do it at least 2 to 3 times a year. A lot of people do this every season. And I've been
Exactly.
slothful this year because of moving in January and just, I'm finally now finding my pace, which is good,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
We were just having our training session for our health stewards, and I was reminding them that we encourage our health stewards to be role models and to do a cleanse 4 times a year on a seasonal basis when we're looking at the solstices and equinoxes, meaning when Mother Nature changes seasons, you know.
Yep.
And what have found really helpful is doing the doTERRA cleansing kit, because it's like all in one and I don't have to fish
Yeah.
around trying to put it all together. And a lot of times people will say to me, well, wouldn't it be cheaper if you did this and did that and did that? And trust me when I say no. I have put together cleansing programs for over 20 years. And this is one of the least expensive cleansing programs that I can think of, especially for people who have relatively mild issues, or this is their first time, because it's a very user-friendly type of cleansing kit. It doesn't require all kinds of major changes, because in the background of doing the 30-day cleanse, basically it's just asking for you to like cut out the ding dongs and ho-hos and eat more salads and things of that nature. So it makes it very easy for most people to go along with that. And then the different components really do a lot of deep down cleansing, especially the Xenocrine products. I've been finding that more and more people have significant hormonal imbalances, which impact the liver detoxification systems. And the Xenocrine gels, as well as the Xenocrine capsules, are phenomenal. Now, I got to warn you, because people tell me, but I'm breaking out, I got pimples. Yes. So this is going to help to get everything out of the system. So you may notice that you're going to start breaking out as the body starts releasing things. And that's just telling you drink more water,
Right.
do some more exercise, cleanse your skin more thoroughly, and allow the body to release that toxicity. And then at the same time, it's being supported with the VMG Plus, and also with the probiotics and the lemon oil. That is
Yes, the
another
lemon oil.
phenomenal part of the cleansing kit, because you put it in, like you see me, I have my drink, I have at least 2 of these every day. And in here I have my VMG Plus, and I put in my lemon oil, I put in my vitamin C, I put in my actual lemons, with my apple cider vinegar, a little bit of Himalayan salt. And that is what I drink throughout the day to help with that detoxification on a consistent basis. So that is something that I drink every single day, regardless of whether or not I'm doing a cleanse, right?
True.
And that's because we want to have the cleansing be something that is consistent throughout our lives. It's not just a certain amount of time that we're doing the cleanse. So there are 2 types of cleanse. There's the everyday kind of cleanse, like every time you go poop, that is a cleanse, you know? And unfortunately, people are not pooping enough. And so if you find that you're not pooping enough, this is another time to add in like the doTERRA fiber. Oh my God, I love the doTERRA fiber. Oh, it is so super awesome. Oh my gosh, because it has the psyllium husk, but it also has the pectin. So it has the soluble and the insoluble forms of the fiber that they work differently in the body, right? And I'm telling you, that stuff will get you going. And that's what you want.
And I do love, you bring up the fiber. I do love the fiber, and I love the fact that it's gentle. It's actually one that I'll take at night so that in the
Mhm.
morning when I get up, I am great, if I need it. It's not something I use all the time because I do eat a lot of things that are, not processed. And a lot of times I'm fine with that. But every once in a while, you find you need that. And yeah, the lemon oil was another thing that you need for the cleanse. And then the Terrazyme, which is the 13
Mhm.
enzymes that actually help to support the body's digestion and absorption of nutritions, the nutrition that you do take in. It helps you
Yeah.
get more out of that. And when you do the cleanse, like normally I'll take a Terrazyme with a meal to make my stomach stop talking. My stomach doesn't talk to me when I take Terrazyme. That's
Mhm.
just the thing I found after 50. But, it's different for everybody. But the cleanse actually asks you to do 2 of those capsules on an empty stomach in the morning and then in
Mhm.
the evening because it helps with more of the cleansing. And,
Yeah.
so you're doing it a little bit differently than you would during the rest of the time. But during the rest of the time, I do take Terrazyme maybe once or twice a day. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's only once. It's just, and I do that one depending on need. And then, of course, you do have a little DDR prime in there. And that one
Mhm.
comes in at the end as you're resetting. So this is a cleanse and it's an activate period for 10 days, a reset period for 10 days, and a restore period for 10 days. But there are several products that you use all throughout that. The Terrazyme, the VMG Plus, the Omegas PB Restore, and Zendocrine are used throughout that. So,
And also the mm, is it the
and the lemon
gastro?
oil, and the lemon oil.
What's the other one? Is it gastro?
The
It's the one
GX
that has,
Assist. So the
there you
GX
go, the
Assist is
TXS.
used in that reset. And that one is a powerful little thing. I've had
It
people that have used
is.
that for getting rid of parasites, for
It
when they
is.
have an infection,
Little
because it
itty
has,
bitty pills, but don't let
yes,
the size fool you.
oh, big
It
kick. It
it
has
it
thyme in
has
it.
a big punch.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like if you were out of oregano and you ended up with some kind of an infection that you wanted to rid your body of, you could do that with that GX Assist. It's a great
And
one.
what I tell people is that when you're doing a cleanse, you're kicking up a lot of stuff. So even if you don't think you have issues, you don't know what's been buried under the cavern for so long. And so when
Sludge.
you open up Pandora's box, trust me, you want to have that GX Assist just in case there's some little critters that you have suddenly woken up from their slumber. And so it helps to really mitigate that kind of possible assault to the immune system. And
Correct.
those essential oils, like I said, that has the oregano, the black walnut, I believe, and other things in there that really help with clearing out the little critters that may be under the surface that you are starting to um, unearth during your excavation. Think about doing an archaeological dig, and it's like, oh my God, we've unleashed the curse of the mummy kind of thing. You want to definitely cover yourself with that. And that's the same reason why, you have the VMG Plus and all of those things running in the background to help the body to have the strength, the resilience to be able to deal with these things. Because I've done cleanses with people, like I said, for over 20 years. And when I first started doing cleansing, I didn't understand this concept that you have to give the body certain nutrients to be able to effectively cleanse.
Yep.
And so now I have this awareness and I make sure that whomever I'm dealing with, depending on what their issues are, that will give me more of an idea of how long we need to build up the system before we even do a cleanse. Because sometimes people like to jump into a cleanse. And if your energy level is like really, really low, you don't want to do certain things too fast or too quickly because it may overwhelm the system. So that's why the format that this cleanses in is very important, where you're building up the system first before you start that GX Assist. Because when you start going out there and waging war, you better make sure your troops are behind you.
Totally, totally correct there. Yeah. And I like it. It's gentle. I have people say, well, can I do this and still work? Am I going to be running to the bathroom? I said, it's not a problem. For most people, you're going to eliminate probably 3 or 4 times a day, like you should,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to be like, oh, now, no,
Yeah.
it's gentle. And
And
you wouldn't know how powerful it is sometimes by the results until you get down close to the end and you're going, man, my energy is spiked. I am no longer addicted to the chocolate. I don't even have to drink fennel in my water every day to not want the chocolate. Did I say that chocolate twice? I did. You have, you just have this overabundance of energy and feeling well. You just have a wealth of feeling well. So I love it.
exactly. So I encourage everyone to really jump into doing the cleanse. And what we will do is we will put the link into the notes for this that will give you access to the cleanse. And as Sandy said, if you're not able to do the complete cleanse, then you can portion off different things. At the very minimum, you can do some lemon oil. At the very
Yep.
minimum, add
Yep.
some lemon oil to your water, each day at the very minimum. And then, if you can go a little bit further than that, you start making sure that hopefully by now you're consistent with things like VMG plus. And then also you're layering on then the endocrine, the xenocrine rather. And again, I cannot emphasize this more, that we really need to detoxify the hormonal system because we are being inundated with excess hormones from the meats that we're consuming to the xenoestrogens, meaning the plastics and all of those types of things that are significantly overwhelming the system and creating havoc.
Yeah.
The majority of people that I work with have hormonal issues, right? And so it's very important to press that reset button at least a little bit with the Xenocrine.
Yeah, and I throw my MetaPower oil in with this. I like to
Mm.
use MetaPower oil on the daily, but this makes me be more consistent because I've got all these things running. I also love the MetaPower Advantage. So the MetaPower oil tastes great, and it's
I
another one of
love it.
those that can help
Love it.
curb
Yeah.
cravings. And
Yeah.
it actually stops the fat cells from maturing. If you use it 3 times a day, you're going to see those fat cells, as they die off, the smaller ones are going to stay smaller instead of bigger. So that's going to just be a natural byproduct of that. So I love doing that. And that Xendocrine, one of the key players in that oil blend is the geranium. And so when you talk about
Oh.
hormones and support,
Mhm.
geranium is one of our friends. And I will tell you quite frankly, I do not like the smell of the geranium oil. I do not like the smell or taste of
Really?
Xendocrine oil. I put it in a capsule. And there are a lot of times I've done my little Itovi scanner, and it tells
Mm.
me I need geranium and cedarwood. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but I'm going to bury it somewhere where I don't have to smell it or put it in a capsule to have it. And if you don't like the taste of something or the smell of something, 2 tricks. If you're going to consume it internally, put it in a capsule, put it down the hatch. If you have to put it on, if you need to put it on topically, put it on the bottom of your feet, put some socks on. Voila,
Mhm.
right? You get the
Yeah.
job
And
done, you get what your body needs, and you don't have to go, man, I stink. Okay, there you go.
and that's actually the best thing to do, to put at the bottom of your feet, because then it goes directly into the bloodstream. You put it on like at nighttime just before you go to bed, and so it has time to absorb into your bloodstream without you walking and having it rub off on your socks and that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, kind of wasted my oil. But anyway, Zen Sandy, as always, thank you for sharing with us all of these nuggets, all of these gems. And I am very prayerful that you guys will definitely not consider, that you guys will definitely embark upon some kind of cleanse during this month of June. I can't guarantee a lot of things, but I guarantee if you do a cleanse, as simple, like I said, even if it's just including a glass of water with some lemon or some MetaPower consistently every day, or maybe using the fiber consistently every day, you're going to have the benefits of helping to support the detoxification pathways working more optimally in your body.
So true. So true. Amen, sister.
So with that, we were going to leave you. And until next month, peace and blessings. Oh, wait, did you have any questions, Carla?
No, this was I took all my notes, so I'm good.
Okay. All righty.
Thank you.
So hopefully next month you'll be able to come back with some stories of something that you did to support your cleansing
Yes.
pathways.
Oh, Dr. M and Sandy, how do you spell the Xenocrine? That was the question I had.
Zen,
Yeah.
like Zen.
Ah,
Docrine.
E. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah, and just I'm encouraging our group of people to just pick 2 goals, 2 things
Mm-hmm.
that they can change that they know will make a difference. For me, I
Yes.
am really looking at cutting out sugar. I'm not saying, that it's like all gone because I had some honey on my peanut butter toast or some jelly on my toast. But as far as my sugar and my chocolate and things like that, the ice cream is gone, things like that I know
Yeah.
are bad for me, but I really like them. So that's one thing. And then another thing I know is I need to add more movement because I haven't been doing well with
Yes.
that. So, you know,
Mhm.
pick two things that you know will make a difference for you. You all know what it is. I don't have to tell you. You
Exactly.
pick your thing.
I
Oh,
know. And
You
that's
do
that's
it.
the beauty. That's the beauty of what we are always sharing with you, that you have that inner wisdom. And there is nothing that Sandy or I are sharing with you that on some level you don't already know. It's just that sometimes we need that kind of wake up call, like, okay, I can't hide from this. Sandy already called me out. Michelle called me out. So, I got to fess up, but we know what we're doing that we can change.
yes.
You don't need to have a PhD. You don't need to do 50 million research papers and all that stupid nonsense. We know exactly what time it is. All righty, so I will definitely send out the link to you guys for the cleansing kit, and then you will see what the different components are. And either you can get the kit itself or you can get
Mhm.
the different products in isolation,
Ah,
depending on
nice.
what it is that you want to focus on.
Oh, and Dr. M, another thing, I like your container you're drinking out of. Can you, what container is that? And can you add the link for that too in the notes? Or I'll just
Well,
jot it
this one,
down.
it's just an ordinary glass
Oh,
container.
okay.
So you can get them in different locations at this point in time.
All right.
doTERRA has one, but I don't know I think it was part of a kit, and I don't know if they sell it separately.
Nice.
Sell it
It
separately?
does not sell separately right now, but your first order of the foundational wellness kit, which includes VMG Plus, the Omegas, and the PB Restore, they send everybody that beautiful glass shaker bottle.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
okay.
Very
Yeah.
nice,
So
free.
yeah, order your VMG Plus
Glass.
kit, and it'll come with a little shaker bottle.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
foundational
forgot
wellness
about
kit, it's
that.
called.
Yeah, the foundational wellness kit. I forgot
Okay.
about that.
And
And
it is foundational. It's everything we need. So,
I pretty much
Wonderful.
have that every month. That is
yep.
my reoccurring order every single month, because and then it's something that you can, if the budget needs to be stretched, then you can alternate it with someone. So let's say you have it one day, somebody else that you love has it another day, and so you get a 2-for-1 kind of thing. Because the thing is to start doing something rather than nothing.
Yeah,
And so until the budget can stretch a little bit more, you share the love. What can I say?
exactly.
Yeah. And I
Thank you,
will say,
Sandra.
I'll give a quick plug here. doTERRA actually has changed their compensation plan. So if anybody is wanting to know how to earn $500 a month, let us know. It's a pretty simple process over 2 to 3 months. You can set up if you want to have a little side gig and you're willing to do a little work, you'll earn $500 a month. It's pretty simple. They've made it way simple. So
And I tell
listen.
everyone needs to have a side gig.
Yep.
We are in the economy that favors entrepreneurs. If you're a W-2 worker, you will always be behind. The only way to get ahead in this particular system is to be your own boss, to have some kind of business. So this is something that you can get behind because it will benefit you. You will become a believer in the product. And because you become a believer in the product, it will sell itself because you're not putting on airs, you're not lying, you're not trying to pretend or any of that thing. You're going to see the benefit for yourself. And I've seen the benefit for myself. I use myself as a guinea pig all the time. So I've done like the VMG Plus, the foundational wellness program, and then I would stop it for a month and I see the difference. Because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't the placebo effect that they always tell you, like, oh, it's just the placebo effect, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, no, this is for real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got to have this consistently. And so I just juggle my finances and, work on making sure that this can become a viable stream of income so that I get my stuff covered at the very least. Yeah. All righty. Well, ladies, until next month,
Thank
peace and
you.